In a world enamored by Hollywood, its celebrities, their paradigms and ideals, is this where it's at? Join me each week as we discover the deeper meaning, an alternate spark to Hollywood's love, paparazzi, relationships, and empowerment. Yes, my friend, I am sparked by Hollywood. Thank you for joining today's episode of the Sparked by Hollywood podcast. Wedding vows, they tie us together. A knot which is meant to last an eternity. As man and woman, husband and wife, stand at the wedding ceremony and they exchange their vows. Essentially, they're exchanging promises to be fully committed for a lifetime. The wedding vows sound something like, I love you with all my heart. When we started dating, I gained a family, a woman who loves me. I remember seeing you for the first time and feeling in my gut that you were someone I needed to know. You have stuck by me through the best and worst, and you loved all that I am. You helped me be the finest version of me, and I love you unconditionally and always will. It's impossible for me to put into words the passion and infinite embrace that you have on my heart, because you make me a full person. Committing the rest of my life to you is actually pretty easy, because without you, I am nothing. As we begin our life together in front of those whom we are closest to, I make the following vows. I vow to wake up every morning and thank God that He gave me to you, my perfect woman. And I vow to be your steady rock in turbulent times. I vow to put your needs before my own. I vow to be the man that you inspire me to be and the man that you deserve. Finally, I vow to spend every day I have left on this earth showering you with a zealous love and a faithful commitment. A love that many waters cannot quench and a love that floods cannot drown. Well, I think that you and I can agree. These words are pretty potent. The commitment between this couple is strong. It really sounds like husband and wife are creating a bond, vowing a lifelong friendship, tying a knot forever. It really does sound like the perfect recipe, a recipe for marriages to thrive and survive. It actually seems like we could all use vows, and then perhaps we will live happily ever after. But I don't know. It just doesn't seem to pan out this way. Divorce rates keep on climbing. Commitment rates keep on sliding. Where have we gone wrong? Why are vows just not enough? Because the vows, my friends, are the long-term goal. The vows don't really pave the road of how to get there. Right? How to attain the lifelong friendship, how to commit, and finally, how to love and how to stay together. At the wedding ceremonies, husband and wife look at each other with love and longing in their eyes, really seeing each other as the only one, the other half to their puzzle, the other half to their soul. Yet, how can we ensure that those star-dazed eyes continue to shine? How can she always make him a priority through thick and thin? And how can he ensure that she will always be his number one? So they can ensure that. They can do that by instilling a double-paned glass wall in their marriage. And no, I'm not talking about the glass windows or the glass doors in their homes. I'm talking about the glass in their marriage, which is what I call the double-walled glass practice. Allow me to explain. Married couples are always faced with two different relationships: the relationship with our spouse and the relationship with the other people around them, especially the opposite gender. Both of these relationships dictate what kind of marriage the couple will have. So with these two factors present, the couple begins their life together, again, vowing eternal love and friendship. Yet in order for the love and friendship to remain, the two relationships must be considered and intentionally protected. How? With a double-paned glass wall. One pane protects the couple's relationship from within, and the other glass protects the couple from the other relationships around them, family, friends, colleagues, etc. Oh, did I mention, make sure the glass is tempered. Tempered? For what? What purpose? What is even tempered glass? Well, tempered glass is actually a process which protects it from future cracks due to external heat or force. The process is actually done by placing the glass on a roller table, and basically they heat it in a furnace to an extremely high temperature. When that's done, the hot glass is removed from the furnace and blasted with cool air for a few seconds. Okay, so this process protects the glass. It fortifies it. It strengthens it against any future ruin or destruction. My friends, that's what we're after in marriage as well. Protection from destruction. Protection from the statistic that 50% of marriages these days end in divorce. Protecting it from falling apart and ensuring that it remains strong and steady. So how do we see this play out? Back to our glass walls. The inner glass barrier protects the marriage from getting stale, from the love turning to something dry and meaningless. The outer glass protects the couple from outside relationships, protecting the husband and wife from getting too close or intimate with other people outside their marriage. Okay, so again, allowing them to continuously be the only one in each other's eyes. Sounds like verbatim from the wedding vows. But now let's dive even deeper. Let's go back to the inner glass. The couple wants to ensure that the excitement between them is long-lasting, that it's continuous, that the spark is alive on a constant basis. So how should they feed into that excitement? Well, they are fully aware, assumingly, that anything in this world that is a constant can easily get stale. They are aware that it can easily get boring, uninteresting, bland, even and especially each other. So they take a look at the core of their relationship, which is the soulful, intimate sexual union between them. And then they create parameters around it. Again, anything which is available at all times can get boring. Not only can it get boring, it will get boring. And they don't want their intimacy to be boring. On the other hand, on the flip side of that, they want it to be exciting at all times. In order for it to remain exciting, though, the parameters that they create designates time of the month for sexual closeness and the other times of the month when they take a break. A break from sexual intimacy. No. Not a break from each other. They are very much still together, living under the same roof, living married life as usual. But for a designated time, they refrain from sexual intimacy. And this designated time allows each of them to give this following message to each other. You are so precious to me. And because you're so precious, I'm going to treat you like a diamond. And this diamond isn't available at all times. I don't toss it around. This diamond is handled with care and devotion. So it doesn't get lost. It doesn't get scratched or buffed. She's giving him his space, and he is giving her hers. So the question now is, what time of month is optimal to practice physical time apart? In Judaism, when this separation is practiced, It revolves around a woman's menstrual cycle. At the onset of her period, the couple marks that as day one of physical and intimate separation, and they stay that course for roughly 2 weeks. When the 2 weeks are over, they resume intimate relations once again. And if you think of it, logically, it actually makes sense because when a woman menstruates, she doesn't feel her greatest. She's bloated, she's got cramps many times, she doesn't want to be touched. And you know what? She doesn't have to. She doesn't have to be touched. Let her know that this designated time is for her to tend to her physical and emotional needs without the pressure of being intimate. It's her recharge time. Honoring this time, honoring her body, allows her to put her intimate relationship into proper view. As Matt Damon once expressed in an interview, I attribute the success to my long-lasting marriage with my wife to keeping to 2 weeks on and 2 weeks off in our marriage. That's exactly what he said. So much so that when he was actually filming for shows, he would schedule his casting role based on his personal schedule with his wife because it was their time to be together and he wanted to be available for her and not be out of town and not be busy at work. It was their sacred time, and they honored it as such. So, living under the same roof, the couple designates the next 10 to 14 days to no sexual contact. Do they communicate? Yes. Is there laughter between them? Yes. Do they compliment each other? Hell yeah. Do they have personal time to reconnect within? Absolutely. Now, simultaneous to day one of the couple being intimately abstinent, they actually start their countdown together, acknowledging that in 10 to 14 days, they will resume sexual intimacy once again. They acknowledge all the while that they're looking forward to the moment that they can both release that stretched elastic band and bounce right back into each other's arms. Now, there's a caveat to the system working, so listen up. And that's the other glass wall. The other glass wall is the protection from outside relationships. That's the commitment of each couple that they will not flirt, they will not become too close, and definitely not cheat with anyone outside of their marriage. For if they allow themselves to be unfaithful and spend time with someone else, get close to someone else per se, then their spouse is no longer number one. And at that moment, both glass walls shatter. The trust, which fortifies their connection, has been torn down. So what's the pathway for the wedding vows to be fulfilled? Until the end of days, until death do us apart. The pathway is to create and commit to the double wall tempered glass in the marriage. It's the glue of trust built right into the infrastructure of their relationship. Come on, my friends. It's time to renew those vows with a very powerful manual in hand. Thank you for joining me for today's episode. If you are loving the Spark by Hollywood podcast, kindly leave me a 5-star review on the platform that you're listening on. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at Sparked by Hollywood. That's where the conversations happen. That's where I give you extra content on all my episodes and where you can send me your feedback, your comments, and questions. And finally, in a world where we are all enamored by the spark of Hollywood and its celebrities, always remember your own spark that you carry within you that makes you the gift that the world needs to shine that much brighter. I'll catch you in the next episode.